Hello students, welcome once again to this section of our instructional video series. I will be handling us today on properties of Nigerian soils. We will be considering also the different agroecological zones that are available in Nigerian soils. And in the course of this, we will look at some of the characteristics of the soils of Nigeria. So I know you really have a good time in the course of today's facilitation. So I want to welcome you. I am Dr. Nathaniel Obasi. You're welcome. We will be having today properties of Nigerian soil, and we can see the map of Nigeria here. Showing some different zones with some different colors that represent some of the zones. Also, the states are also indicated. So follow me along as I take you through the properties of Nigerian soil. Nigerian soils are a mixture of different things, and they include rocks, minerals, and dead, decaying plants and animals. So soil can be very different from one location to another, but generally they consist of organic and inorganic material, also with water and air. Together with physiography, it constitutes the most observable elements of the landscape. Soil characteristics express and reflect environmental conditions, especially climate. So a fertile soil must supply adequate nutrients, but of good physical condition, as well as hold enough water so that the nutrients in the soil will be available for plant uptake. What are the properties of Nigerian soil? Broadly speaking, the natural vegetation over a geographical area is essentially a response to the climate in that area. Nigeria's vegetation belt reflects this very close link between vegetation and climate. However, the similarity in the west to east zone of both climate and vegetation, with the south to not progressively decline in total rainfall and length of wet season. Vegetation belts are demarcated on west to east zonation pattern characterized by transitional zones from one belt to another. They are influenced by soil types. Nigeria has two broad belts of vegetation type, namely the forest and the savanna type. There is, however, also the mountain vegetation of the isolated high plateau regions in the central and far eastern part of the country. Generally speaking, the properties of Nigerian soil deteriorate while the chemical properties follow a reverse pattern. Now, what are some of the characteristics of the soils generally? You see, soil is a layer of natural material on the earth's surface containing both organic and inorganic materials, as well as capable of supplying and supporting plant life. The material covers the earth's surface in a thin layer. It may be covered by water or may be exposed to the atmosphere. So soil contains four main components, which include inorganic material, organic material, water, and air. Ideal soil should contain about 50% solid material and 50% pore spaces. About half of the pore spaces or pore space should contain water, and half of the space should contain air. Inorganic material consists of rock slowly broken down into small particles. The organic material is made up of dead plant and animal in varying stages of decay. The percentage of four main soil components vary depending on the kind of vegetation, amount of mechanical compaction, as well as the amount of soil water that is present. We can see the Nigeria and the different ecological zones that is divided into. We have about 7 of them majorly, and they include the coastal swamp region, which include the coastal forest, as well as the mangroves, as well as the deltaic swamp forest. And these are in the very far south of the Nigerian map, as we can see here. So we also have the most lowland region following it, as well as the southern Guinea savanna region. We also have the mountain region, which is we can see around both in some part of Enugu and some other parts of maybe Benue and all of that. And we can see the northern Guinea Savannah region, and we have the Sudan Savannah region as well as the Sahel region in the uppermost part or in the front of the Nigerian map. Now, conclusion: fertile soil must supply adequate nutrients, be of good physical condition, as well as hold enough water so that the nutrients in the soils will be available for plant uptake. Once again, thank you for being part of this professional video.